Well, stuff happened. I guess it took a while, but we got there finally. Welcome, everybody, into another fun Xfinity post-race stream. Let me know how I sound out there. We have a good amount to talk about, but first I want you to click that like button, subscribe if you are new. At the moment, we are at, I think, 74K, and we are like 20 away from 74.1, so subscribe if you're new. But man, there was some stuff happened in this race. I swear, I thought this was a fake name the first time I saw it. The call811.com, every dig, every time, 200. Nothing beats the Bushy McBush race, but that's pretty damn close. I sound like I woke up from my nap. Nah, I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole thing, unfortunately. We will talk about that, but let's get into some of, well, all the results and some of the different parts of this race. If I look tired, it's because I ran 18 miles last night, and I got to run, I think, 8 more tonight. Woohoo. But this race was 205 laps long, 7 lead changes, 4 leaders, 6 cautions, 2 hours, 12 minutes, 56 seconds, the run time. Now we have Chandler Smith getting the victory. He wins over Jesse Love by about 3.5 tenths of a second. Love barely beating Sheldon Creed to the line. Creed so close to his 9th second place win. I'm going to call it that at this point because that's about all it seems like he can get. Then you got Austin Hill 4th. 5th is Cole Custer. Shane Van Gisbergen up into the 6th spot. 7th is Brandon Jones. Parker Kligerman 8th. 9th is Sammy Smith. Anthony Alfredo rounding out the top 10. Leland Honeyman, he gets an 11th place run. Ryan Sieg falls back to 12th on that final restart. Blaine Perkins in 13th. 14th, BJ McLeod. Good run for him. Same with Jeremy Clements. Kyle Weatherman in 16th. And 17th, Nick Lights. That is your lead lap, guys. A lot of people got taken out in the late wreck we'll talk about. We'll talk about it in a moment. But next 4 drivers were 1 lap down. Going 18th place, AJ Allmendinger. 19th place, JJ Yaley. Brennan Poole in 20th, and Ryan Ellis. Corey Heim, 22nd, 2 laps down. William Byron, completely irrelevant today, 23rd, 3 laps down. As is Riley Herbst in 24th, 3 laps down. Kyle Sieg, 25th, -4. Garrett Smithley, 26th, 5 down. 5 down as well for Josh Williams in 27th. Really making the most of his opportunity. Sarcasm. Dawson Cram, last car on track, 7 laps down. As for those poor souls out of the race, we have Justin Allgaier in 29th. We'll talk about him in a moment. Frankie Muniz in 30th. 31st, Eric Almirola. John Hunter Nemechek in 32nd. 33rd, Haley Deegan. 34th, Sam Mayer. Season from hell continues. Parker Retzlaff comes home 35th. 36th, Jeb Burton. Ryan Vargas, 37th. Fox earlier in the day had Sage Karam listed in the 32. It was Ryan Vargas. His car basically caught fire under the hood and they were out early. Fox never talked about it, but that's why you come to me, because I will. Patrick Emmerling finished his last out of the race, and NASCAR.com has listed 200 laps down. So while we go through the race itself, results will be up at the top. I had to be quick with them because they changed so much. So I am sorry if names are wrong or whatnot. Bryce Sizemore, thank you for the 2. I'm sorry, but the broadcast was god awful. I agree. We will talk about that. Trust me, we will. Oh, at least MRN got the Vargas stuff. Good. There's no reason that one broadcast should get it, but the rest shouldn't. Oh my God, you guys are brutal, and I love it. Continue your brutalness. I can't read it all on air, but be brutal. I love it. I actually hurt my voice because of how loud I yelled at the Allgaier incident. But let's go through the race itself. there's really not much to go over in the first 70% of it. Cole Custer started on pole. That's about what happened to start the race, other than Josh Williams going around, Dawson Cram, Patrick Emmerling involved in it as well. Clements got into Williams, which and Creed a little bit. That started it off. That would kick Emmerling pretty much out of the race. And Josh Williams at that point was completely dead and gone too. And then on the restart, Chandler Smith got the lead and he won stage 1 over Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, Eric Almirola, Riley Herbst, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Heim in 8th, 9th is John Hunter, and Love in 10th. That's the first stage. That's literally it. We are 7 minutes into this stream, and we are past the first stage already. That should really tell you how little happened early on in this race. I do want to ask you a poll question. So spam poll in the chat while I send it in there. And thank you to Tyler for the 5 saying, you think Junior has PTSD from Charlotte 2011 after that? I'm almost thinking maybe have something PTSD for the way his team imploded at Daytona last year. Yes, spam poll in the chat. Either way, I'm betting Dale Jr. is not a happy man today. P-O-L-L, not P-O-L-E. Got to get the right kind of poll. So, which track do you dislike more? I'm genuinely interested. If I can find the right key. I'm genuinely interested to see what you think, because these 2 tracks are the most hated in NASCAR. Texas or Phoenix? Which one do you hate more? Because listen, this race today, doo-doo. Just no good, very bad, not fun. Very much, if a track were to encapsulate how Sam Mayer's year has been, it's a Phoenix. It's just, he's had his year, it's been a Phoenix. Phoenix, I think Phoenix and Texas both can be used interchangeably, as a descriptor at this point. I think it's a harder question than many are giving it credit, because at least Texas has been kind of entertaining. Not in a good way, but it's been somewhat entertaining. Fred Dog 81, thank you for the 2. When does Creed finally break through so close? Probably when hell freezes over at this point. By the way, let's get to 100 likes. We have over 300 watched, and I appreciate you guys being in here. So I'm just going to let you guys vote with that and see where the chips fall. But at the moment, after 123 votes, we are dead even. We are dead even at this point. Both options be easier? No, I don't want to make it easy. I want you to choose. I want it to be, this is your choose cone of polls, man. Let's go stage 2. Cole Custer would lead him off on the restart. Heim had some trouble during the stage. That's it. That's all that happened in stage 2. Custer wins it. Allgaier in 2nd. 3rd is Eric Almirola. Chandler Smith and John Hunter Nemechek top 5. Then Herbst, Mayer, Love, Jones, and Hill round out your top 10. We are halfway through the race. Stream, not even 10 minutes in. That's, to me, that's how crazy, man. That's how crazy it is to me. That nothing happened. And the thing that I think sucks is that there is a very, very likely chance that this race is better than tomorrow's. Like, yeah, stuff happened. I know people will be happy. Yay, we had a crash or 2. Something happened at the end. I get that. But racing-wise, this sucked. I mean, it was just bad. There's no other way, really, I think, to properly put it. Carl in the chat. Carl in the chat is chose to be bold today, saying Homestead and New Hampshire are way worse than either Phoenix or Texas. You are wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. Homestead last year was a ton of fun. New Hampshire, I think, can be put in a similar tier. But you're wrong. Just plain and simple, you're wrong. That is no. Homestead, you can use multiple lanes through a run. New Hampshire, we saw people pass outside of the leader last year. Phoenix, I might put Phoenix at this point over Texas. I'm not sure. And I think the chat's not sure. We might just let this poll run. It appears bad on TV. Well, yeah, I never said it was a good track. I never said it was a good track. When it comes to New Hampshire, Homestead, I think, is still good for the most part. Last year was much better than 22. But let's get into the here and now as we continue on through the hellscape of a Phoenix race. ARCA actually might be the best race of the weekend. That really might. Lap 100, we have Cole Custer leading us for a little bit before Chandler Smith gets past. Custer fades into the back of the top 10 at this point. And then we have one of the most non-caution cautions we have had in a long-ass time. Hailie Deegan gets up next to the wall, gets a little sideways, steers and drives right through it. Not even a bit of smoke comes off the car. And NASCAR's like, throw the yellow, put it out, put it out, put it out. No, that was not a caution. I do not care how it might have looked. It is clear as day. NASCAR was desperate for something to happen because nothing had happened in this race. ARCA race didn't have a finish. Yeah, I know. And it was better than this race. ARCA was better. This caution, yeah, not a caution. Not a caution whatsoever. But NASCAR got what they wanted. They got something to happen because on lap 144, we got a restart. Nemechek had led us to the green. Allgaier gets it. And now I flip to the other side of my page of notes where I have just the damn list of cars in it. 13-car wreck. Takes out Sam Mayer. Takes out, for John Hunter Nemechek, Riley Herbst, Hailie Deegan. I guess the racing gods saving her from being loose in the corner, came back and said, oh no, you don't. Took her out. Retzlaff out. Byron's involved in it. So, I mean, he was basically out the entire day anyway. Like, come on. Did any of us really see William Byron run well out there? Like, we saw, what was the best he got? Like, 9th? I feel like an idiot for picking him. I kind of thought that the driver who was the best in Cup overall last year throughout the entire season could do better than 9th as a peak for the day. But I guess I'm the dumb one. Ton of others get taken out in it or involved in some way. Red flag is out for about 15 or so minutes, just enough that we can go over the TV window so there can be no post-race. Though, thankfully, with how bad Fox was today, we probably got a blessing given to us in that. I love how angry some of you are getting. We got Highballer getting, like, we got a Texas stand in there. Hey man, if it's your track, man, defend it. I mean, I defend Chicagoland, and granted, I think it's better than any of the tracks we've listed, but it still has some stinkers, or had some stinkers. But yeah, that big wreck is completely because NASCAR threw a BS caution. That is, these non-spin cautions to me have turned into the modern day debris yellows. They have in every way to me turned into that because they seem to be getting, again, they're not as common, just like debris yellows aren't as common anymore, but they happen just a little too much. And especially in races where nothing happens. I will say, you guys better get used to Phoenix, and I'm with you. I don't think Phoenix should have 2 dates. I think the track racing wise just isn't there. Attendance wise in the spring, it's maybe half full. Yeah, they can claim they sell it out. Remember, there's only 42,000 seats. They sell out the finale. I fully can get behind that, but it's half full. Ratings show that people in the spring don't watch it compared to a Texas, compared to a Las Vegas, compared to any market that is relatively, in NASCAR terms, the same size. The only reason it is out there is because they made huge renovations to it, and it's a big ISC track. If they didn't make half empty, half full, whatever you might want to put it, there are so many tracks that I think could be put in this position that would give us better racing. I think the ratings wise, you could have tracks. I think if you brought Rockingham back, it'd have as many viewers as Phoenix, but the racing would be better. Even with this crappy ass package that Cup has and how bad Xfinity's been this year, I think we would have had better racing. But, you know, get used to it. They put a lot of money into this track, and they are not ditching it. By the way, 12 likes away from 100. Let's get up there. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate y'all coming in. I'll read the super chats in a moment. Remember, we still do got to talk a bit about the Fox broadcast. Things outside their control happened to make it a little worse today, but still, it was not good. But anyway, 50 to go. Justin Allgaier, he leads the way. He runs away from the pack. He is going. The train is rolling. The 7 is on its way to victory lane to get the, was it a shovel trophy or something? I'll admit, when they showed it under red or caution, I went and, like, you know, fixed some stuff up around the house. I will admit that. I had the audio on. I heard they were talking about it. But he is well on the way to victory. And as he has it right there, he is right there, less than 5 laps away from winning the race. Justin Allgaier, in such JRM fashion over the last year or two, grabs defeat out of the jaws of victory. Flat tire, not his fault. He said there was really no indication it was going to happen. But holy Jesus, it's such a JRM thing the last couple months, years, whatever you might be. I feel for him. I really do, because I like Justin Allgaier. I think he's a cool guy. I like him as a driver. I feel so bad for Justin Allgaier. Like, that sucks. And at that point, you know that you're just basically in for whoever gets the best jump on the next restart, which ended up being Chandler Smith. He went on to win the race. And man, we are neck and neck on the pole. 10 minutes in. Good on y'all. Good on y'all. Almost there, by the way, at 100 likes. Lick that like button. Yeah, I mean, I feel for the chat too. You guys were less than 5 laps away from your pick on the podcast, which, by the way, is on Eric's channel, so you know he is going to rub salt in the wound on that one for y'all on Wednesday night. You guys are so close. So close. It was genius. It almost all came together, but ultimately didn't. And you know what? If I had to go out of 10 of this race, and maybe people might say I'm brutal, I don't think I am. I'd give it a 2 out of 10. It had moments. There was, I think, 1 or 2 at the most, but probably 1 pass for the lead on track. It just was a Phoenix race. And it sucks that it's gotten to this point with this track, because, man, I loved Phoenix pre-reconfiguration. Like that 2011 on back Phoenix, that was good. Like, not like great, and not even like on the high level of good. Like, it was right around good to average. But when you compare it to this, man, we should have had it back. What do you guys give it out of 10? Spam in the chat, number out of 10. I see some 4s, some 3s. Hey, I will fully admit I am much more of a tough grader. Like, if I were a teacher, I feel like kids would hate me as their teacher in their class, because I am a tough grader. Wow, we got a 7 in there. Damn. I envy you. Some 0s, 1s, 44. 4, I would say that 4 is about what you guys are going for with it. I've seen others. There's a few 6s, some 2s, some 3s, 0s, but generally it looks like you guys have been more in that 3 to 4 window. By the way, chat's right here for me, so if you see me just looking like this, I'm not just like nervous. Nah, I don't really want to do a vote. I want to see the poll we have now and how it rolls out. But let's talk about the Fox broadcast for a moment before we get into those super chats. That was rough, as it has been all year. And all I can say at this point is we are a couple months away. We're just a couple months away from not having to worry about Fox cover this series again. Now they do have trucks. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 more races on Fox Sports for Xfinity before it goes to NBC the rest of the year and CW after that, which NASCAR is actually, I think, going to be doing the production for that. So I just, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I see John in the chat here saying, what do you think a good race should look like? I mean, the ability to pass better, I think, is a big part of it. The fact that there's, you can't really pass no matter what you do unless somebody makes a mistake, no matter what series. Not having to throw cautions to make something happen. Things like that. Everyone going to complain regardless. CW probably makes Fox look great. The thing is that Fox has gotten better in Cup, which makes Xfinity and Truck's bad coverage so much more jarring. It's like they weren't in the booth in Charlotte; they were at the track. There's no reason to me. I mean, listen, I get that it's because of a bad situation that Jamie Little is in the booth, but moving forward, especially for Trucks, get her out of the booth. She's a great pit reporter. She's one of the best pit reporters in the business, but the experiment at this point is what, 2-3 years in? It's not working. Please move on, for her sake and for our sake. I get today, and so I'm not gonna harp on it too much. I can't wait for Adam Alexander to be back in the booth at COTA, I believe, because they're skipping Bristol. Trucks for Bristol next week, if it don't get rained out like the Cup race and that one both could. Why was Adam Alexander out of the booth? From what it sounded like, there was a death in the family. Which, again, my condolences to the Alexander family. And I really can't wait for him to be back, because I do like Adam Alexander. But yeah, I mean, names being wrong all weekend, on the the dig your grave 200. I like that. The names being wrong and the ticker, like, there's just stuff that is just unacceptable. And would not be done for any other sport either. Like, let's make that clear. And I feel for you poor IndyCar fans too. Again, I'm a casual IndyCar fan, but for you diehard IndyCar fans, because I know the latest rumor about the next media rights deal is that Fox might get IndyCar, which is probably why they would make room with the Xfinity Series, probably allocating production value and stuff like that, as well as less Cup races. They have a little less NASCAR to get IndyCar in there. Man, can you imagine Fox butchering the Indy 500 and the Daytona 500 in the same year? Ooh. Yeah, that is a rumor. I'm just saying, IndyCar fans, I know it's been sucking lately. It could get worse. It could get much worse. But I think this is going to be a storyline for the next 10 races on Fox for the Xfinity Series. Sucks to say, man. It sucks to say, but it really looks like that. Let's get through these final super chats. I appreciate you guys waiting on me. See, we managed to get a full stream out of this race. Yay. Soupy Spirit GX, thank you for the 5. I have something that is going to blow your mind. I like both Phoenix and Texas. I wish I was like you. I really do, because I wish I could enjoy them. But good for you, man. Good for you. Bryce, thank you for the 2. Phoenix should not be the championship race. Wholeheartedly agree. Pit stop perspectives, thanks for the 2. Suarez broadcasting is an interesting choice. I think he's pretty good. All things considered, I think Joey Logano was the highlight of the booth today. When they do the driver-only broadcast, as much as it sucks they won't have Kevin Harvick come back for it, I really do like Logano leading it, because I think he's a fun personality in the booth. As long as it's not all the time because, you know, but he does seem to improve, which I like. Fred Dog 81, thank you for the 2. The race wasn't bad. The commentary made it bad. No, the race was bad. Like, the commentary sucked and made it worse, but the race was bad to me. Robbie, thank you for the 10. I know people used to hate Auto Club Speedway, but this West Coast swing is just not the same anymore. By far the best track of the 3 in recent years. I agree. It's based, you know, it's 2 weeks now. It's not even like a West Coast swing. It's sort of like a West Coast drive-by at this point, at least for NASCAR fans. Sly Supersonic, thank you for the 4. Hi, Jarrett. The last restart proved love over Creed. Yeah, I think they might have made the right choice. Yeah. And then Super Saiyan 2400, thank you for the 2 and your first super chat on the channel. Hot take, SVG will win a race on an oval this year. He might. He very well might, but he's going to take a lot of improvement. He only finished 6th today because a lot of the good cars got taken out. He was probably going to be a top 15 guy. You know, he was improving as the day went on, but he was not a top 10 car today. All right, let's end the poll. Let's see the final results here. And just after almost 300 votes and also almost 20 minutes, Texas won with 54% over Phoenix's. It says 45, should be 46. So Texas still is the one you dislike more. But had I said this a couple years ago, I think Texas would have won by a lot bigger margin. But that's going to cover it. It was an interesting race. At least things did happen. I do not have the same faith for the Cup race. I think the Cup race is going to be very similar, except they're better drivers, so NASCAR might have to throw more BS cautions to bunch it up if they want. Because from the sound of it, the package that they changed for short tracks for this year might have made it even worse in dirty air based on practice, based on testing, based on many drivers and what they have said in interviews. We just got to get through this week. That's all, because trucks at Concrete Bristol and Cup being back on Concrete Bristol, which is not as bad as normal short tracks because they don't run the short track package. As long as it doesn't rain the entire damn time, will be at least a better race than this weekend's have. Now watch, we'll put the expectations insanely low, and then we'll have like a good race and people think it's like a huge banger. So maybe that's what NASCAR wants. Like, hey, let's just make them hope and think that it's going to be so bad that if anything good happens, they'll be happy. Might turn out to be that way. But thank you guys so much for watching tonight. You guys have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to put your clocks in the right time. I think we lose an hour. Bummer. But hey, racing is an hour closer at least. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.